to vlog. Today we're going to be making homemade tortillas, and this is the first time that me and my mom have used a recipe with measurements, because we usually just throw a little bit of this, a little bit of that in there. We don't use measurements. So if it doesn't turn out good, I don't know.
All right, so first of all, we're going to start off with 8 cups of flour.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And this recipe is supposed to make approximately 36 6-inch diameter tortillas, or 6 to 10 inch diameter tortillas.
Oh, there's just soup in there. We might not have enough. We'll be back to you when we're done putting in old cheese flour. Hello, so we're back. We have our 7.5 cups, because we ran out of flour and we have to use it to roll out dough. So, but now you're going to be doing a tablespoon of baking powder.
Powder.
Okay, it usually has like a cut that you use. So one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do 2 tablespoons of salt. It's gonna be salty.
I know.
Salty.
I personally wouldn't do 2 tablespoons of salt, but that's what the recipe calls for, so we'll stick to it and see how it turns out.
The homemade ones that me and my mom make, I usually don't eat tortillas, like just plain, but I would just eat it plain.
All right, and now you're going to mix your dry ingredients. Get it all mixed up good so that it's all distributed. I think that's why I put the fork out, because that's my favorite. My favorite thing to use to mix dry ingredients is a fork. I think it distributes everything very easy, and you can cut through it easy without making too much of a mess.
Yeah, I'm a mess person. I'm trying to get right here, because that's where all the hard stuff is.
And then once you're done mixing your dry ingredients, you're going to kind of make a little hole in the center.
I'm trying to...
You won't be able to do it with a fork. Not a big hole, just a little hole in the center. And that's where you're going to add your oil. Traditional tortillas use lard. This recipe says you can substitute vegetable lard, and that's the traditional way, but that's not true. It's pork lard, animal lard, that is normally used in traditional tortillas, which actually gives it a really good flavor.
Yeah.
But it's also very common nowadays to use oil. So we are going to use oil. And the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of oil, which is quite a bit, but we'll see how it turns out. Hold on just a second while we get another measuring cup.
Add the flour into that. So we now have the same measuring cup. And we have how much?
1.5 cups.
1.5, so right here. Right here.
Yes. And when you measure liquids, you always want to make sure that you're on a flat surface and that you're eye level with it, so that you can make sure, and we can watch. Almost there. There's 1.5. Whoa. Perfect.
Got it. Okay, now just add it in.
That seems like so much oil.
The hole didn't work.
No, it's fine. All right. And then, I don't think we do anything with it yet. I think we mix it with the water too. And then we get some warm water. As warm as your hands can handle, because you're going to mix this by hand. So make sure your hands are clean.
That's my hands.
That's one. just fill it up because we're going to add it little by little, and we're going to go by consistency as opposed to measurement. Is it warm?
Yeah, no.
It needs to be pretty warm. Turn it.
I did.
Okay. Almost to the point you can't handle it. Let me feel it. That is nowhere near warm enough.
I cooled down. Hot.
I know, it's going to be hot, but once you get it in the... Okay. Once you put it in there. Alright, now start mixing it in.
It looks like a rotten.
And I'm going to add it...
Whoa.
We're going to do little by little. Okay, start mixing by hand.
This is long, so I kind of have to roll this up. Oh, it feels so weird. I'm not used to this. Our recipe is better, Mom.
Come on, mix.
I'm trying not to spill everything. Hot. We'll be back to you when I'm done mixing. So, we are done mixing. Here's what the dough turned out like.
And you can see that it's like a full, it all sticks together. So once it gets to the point where it all sticks together and you don't have any flour in the bottom of the bowl or anything like that, you don't want to over mix it, just enough. And then now we'll turn this out onto the table.
You want to make sure your surface is dry.
Yes.
Because dough will stick to it badly.
Okay, and then what we're going to do is just sprinkle a little bit of flour onto, you can use your table. If you don't have a lot of workspace, you can do this on a cookie sheet or a cutting board or something. But anyway, what we're going to do, because we're going to turn this into about 36 little balls and let those rise, and then those will become our tortillas once we roll them out.
This isn't straight.
So get some flour, quit over mixing it. You don't want to do that. And sprinkle it on the surface by hand.
My hand's not long enough.
And just a really thin sprinkle of flour. Not that far up, just get the edge pretty good. And of course you want to make sure that your surface is clean before you do that, which we did. And then we're going to take this and you're going to pinch off
Like that.
about that size
Like
of a ball.
pinching a brain.
And I think, Soshi, why don't you knead this out on the table a little bit more?
It feels way weirder than our recipe.
It's a little bit, it's much more oily, but I'm sure they'll turn out fine.
It's hard.
Here. I can't really do this with one hand.
I got it.
So we kneaded the dough a little bit more, and then what we're going to do is pinch off these circles.
And also, we already have one ball set up.
And we'll set them there. Leave a little bit of space between them so that they can rise. Yes. Yeah, this is too big. They need to be about, what is that, maybe 2 inches in diameter. Still too big.
Come on.
Anyway, we will finish getting all our...
When it's done.
Yep.